That's the first. And there is no education available. That's what I think she conveyed. There is no aviation.
Father is feeling proud because he does not know what is the difference between the education quality over USA and India. He feels proud saying that he is going to USA for further education.
But
that
there
is
is
the
a
only
difference.
thing.
Yeah, there is a difference.
My niece has gone to USA for MS in bio engineering.
Okay.
Since just because of not the parents, not she wants to go to US, but she does not have the further education facility in India. One thing, let me complete, sir.
Yeah.
Second point, she knows she does not have a scope or a job in India after doing a MS in this. She is now working there for last 3 to 4 years. So what she says, there is a need. So people should come here to study. People here come here to work. Next 5 years, 10 years, it will come. It will be done. But that is, its process is on. I'm telling you. But right now, nowadays, it's not for a status or I have got a lot many monies and my student is going there. It's not for a status for parents or a students who are willing to go there. It is just because we are not here. Why IT people go to USA? Nowadays, this IT started in last 10 years. But earlier, people are going there. Why? Because there is a scope. People are getting a job. If we are getting a job, I'm telling you, all the world is coming here. While the Modi is saying it's skill India or developing India, people will come here. Please continue. Your point.
I can just add here.
Yeah. Tell me.
I guess it's something linked to the assessment in our exams or in our schools or colleges, what we get done.
Yes.
Primarily, just as Garima mentioned, that we normally go to US or UK for that matter, for that particular university. The reason foremost, what I would assume and also know that because of these university colleges actually rated very highly among the prospective companies that we're likely to target, there's also the primary reason for us to target such kind of colleges. So again, the point what I'm trying to make is the assessment part in Indian colleges or university has to be robust or good enough.
It has to improve. That's what is there.
Yes.
It has to improve towards international standards. Right. Now India is not only related to our four side, east, west, north, south.
One point, sir.
We have become globalization. When we talk about globalization, when we talk about international business, we talk about internet services, we talk about global people coming India. We want make in India. You cannot make everything in India with your own self. You will have to call people here.
Yes.
For that, when the family is shifted here, they require that education standard. A Japanese family, when he comes to India, will not allow us to study in SSC or something like that. We require a uniform standard.
Friends, give them a big hand. Now lunch is waiting.
You okay?
Thank you.
I feel really honored that I attended this training program. This training program offers a great variety of knowledge. We come across various domains of communication skills, personality development, and what I find is the knowledge imparted by Kakri sir was tremendous. It has helped me to know what are my shortcomings in the course and where I lack, as well as I got all the inputs where I should improve on. And this will definitely help in all my future endeavors and career prospects. I pay my sincere tribute to Kakri sir and Amit as well for all the coordination for making this course absolutely wonderful and enriching. And I pay all my tribute and I wish all good luck to Nimble Foundation, and I hope I am continuing with all their future courses as well.
This is some feedback from my side. I have attended this program for 2 days, and my personal rating on this program is excellent. And let me describe my experience in few words, in bullet points. Very interactive with trainers and participants, especially. The participants are from different fields, so this is an opportunity to interact with trainers as well as all kinds of participants. Then venue, training tools and food arrangement and other things are very good. Learning from training is very useful to apply in professional as well as personal life. Training discipline is perfect, especially the timing part. Encouragement from the trainer is also one of the excellent part of this training. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, friends. The topic that we have chosen for our group discussion is Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code is the application of the same laws to all people in the country. Now we say that India is a secular democratic republic. Along with that, we also see that there are multiple acts which are pertaining to religion. For example, there is a Hindu Succession Act, or there is a Hindu Marriage Act, or there is something which is applicable to a particular community or a particular caste. So we feel that not having a uniform civil code in our country goes against the stated ideals of India being a secular democratic republic. So we debated this topic between ourselves and discussed all the pros and cons, and then we are in agreement that having a uniform civil code is a must for several reasons. One is obviously, as I already said, that India is a secular country, so we deserve a civil code that is applicable to everyone, which is secular in nature rather than religious. Second is also, if you look at history, most of the developed countries have a uniform civil code. If you go back 300-400 years in the Western countries, they were also ruled by a lot of religious codes where the church was the supreme authority and overrode whether it was the kingdom or whether it was the constitution of any country. So the Western countries have achieved a separation of state and religion. So we also feel that, and that is what has been one of the major factors leading to their development, why they are leaders in the world. So we feel one of the factors which would help India to develop would be having a uniform civil code. Now there are multiple aspects to it, and I'll ask each of my colleagues to talk on those aspects.
Yes, I will continue. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
So one
afternoon.
of the burning issues pertaining to this subject is Article 370. You must be all aware, wherein you cannot own the property irrespective of you are there for multiple of years in the particular state. I will not name the state, but you all are aware in any state. Like for example, I am working with a company where we are operating. We had a factories from ages there, but we cannot own. None of our employee can stay there. We cannot buy any property because of this 370 article, wherein you are required to either marry that state's lady or you should be having a birth to that. So this is we are deprived of developing our industry there. People are not willingly going there now. They are not ready to put the more industry. It is just obstructing the development of the industry. The other means also, if you see the quota system, it is there in a job. In certain state, I should employ X number of laborers of the same state, irrespective they are working or not. These laborers are not, they are not coming here to work, they just get nuisance, but we are compelled to employ certain laborers in that. So this is also again a hurdle which is happening in development of our. Similar is there in the education also, which we tell education also.
The quota system in the field of education. This is something which I have been affected personally. Last year during this time, after the engineering entrance exams, etc., I was quite confident that probably I would get into a good college after the exams. But once the cutoffs, etc., came out, I realized that for a particular caste, for a particular minority, the cutoffs are quite low, considerably low compared to what it is for a normal candidate. And I think when this kind of discrimination is done, the deserving candidate loses a lot of confidence. And I think this should change, because it does bring our confidence low to see a person not deserving and not putting that much effort as you going ahead of you just because he belongs to a different caste. Secondly, even a person who gets in through minority into a good college, I think with time even that person will suffer a lack in confidence, because when he sees the crowd amongst which he is at a really high, means they will be at a better position than this person. So ultimately this person is going to drop out and that seat remains vacant. So I think there is no point having this kind of discrimination. Caste system should be done away with, and that's it.
Good, good.
So, as my friends highlighted certain sections, I would go on a serious topic. See, as per the World Population Survey, in the year 2050, India is going to surpass the population of China. And you must be already aware that we are short of electricity, short of food resources, short of employment as well. So the main thing which comes here is, how do you balance the system that everyone gets equal opportunities? The only thing which comes to our mind is population control. I think so in India there is no proper rule as such that there is a population control system. If you compare that to China, in year 1975, they started a law that every couple will have only 2 children. And if they have more children, they will directly go to government service. I don't say in India we should start that, but I feel our population control is determined by the religious sects. Like certain religions have certain benefits that they can go for a number of marriages. Accordingly, there will be more number of children, whereas certain people just follow the population system. So what I want to say is there should be a uniform civil code for population control, specifying each couple will have just 2 children, so that at least we will have a certain amount of reduction in the population. This is what we have come to an agreement. So this will also help in balancing the system as well as utilizing the available resources to our individuals. This is a very serious point, I would assume, but we need to take steps towards that. And our politicians are not concentrating on that front. The reason being, there is a majority vote banks related to certain sects, and they don't want to disturb that vote bank. So that is the reason they are not implementing this rule.
There are also exemptions to, which are considered under this uniform civil code. You must be aware certain politicians enjoy the exemptions. For a small example, you drive a car and there is a toll tax and road tax, but these politicians are not allowed. They drive away the free, irrespective of this thing. So even this should be considered under this uniform civil code. And second, certain community goes on some pilgrimage. They are being subsidized for that, and certain other majority community in the country, we have to pay tax for going. This is also thing we must all make aware all the public.
And also for the uniform civil code can also help us to curb corruption as well. In the sense, we have seen many scams related to ministers, but hardly we have seen any minister getting a proper judgment to his crime. Because in India, if a certain minister comes under a scam or something, there will be too many approvals to be taken for action to be taken against him. I think so he should be also considered an individual, and same rule should be applied to him what is applied to any other individual who resorts to such tactics. So this will help. This will create a fear among those people, and this will curb our corruption also, bring down the corruption.
Yeah, and this thing will even lead to, if this is implemented, then it will even cause a lot of discontentment between the different sections of societies. Like how...
what we understand is, it's all, whatever we have said is fine, that a uniform civil code, we are pretty much agreed is something which will be beneficial to everyone. However, that doesn't mean it will just get, it will be easy to implement it. So there will be a lot of challenges. We are aware that to get this implemented, there are going to be challenges. and I'll ask Alvin to just list some of the challenges that we see which foresee.
Yeah, one is this discontentment that like Muslims and all would like, they are allowed to have more than one wife. So, and whereas the Hindus are not, and there are different marriage laws for each religion. So if it is removed, then someone may protest, and we can be divided as well because of this implementation. But an advantage of this is that we have many parties that are concentrating only on the will of their religious people, on their people. So then the parties that are concentrating on the entire nation as one will be empowered, and so we'll be united together. So there will not be much division within the country.
Also, sir, there is a policy of state level quota system for jobs. I think so. See, Mumbai being the financial hub, I do understand people come here immigrate here to earn money. But sir, there is a limit to every city that it can withhold. I think so. There should be a visa status or something like for such financial hubs, so that there is a limit of immigration towards here, so that we can cut down the steps. Because of that, it happens that the local crowd is suffering, that they don't get sufficient jobs or something because of immigration. So if we balance a count of number of immigrators to Mumbai or any financial hub, so it will be equally balanced. They can also get job, as well as the local crowd can get job. So there should be a visa system for financial hubs, as well. As Modi has already said, he will be introducing 100 smart cities. Maybe that can help curb that.
In terms of the challenges which we foresee, acceptability of that law is, and we are fairly sure there will be a lot of resistance to it from all communities, castes, interest groups. Everyone would have their own reservations as to why it cannot be done. So it is not something we expect that it will just be mandated and it will get done. So to face up to those challenges, what we propose is to initiate a debate on it. All of these would need to be time bound because the debate could go on endlessly. But what we would suggest is that we have a time frame where we say we would expect this uniform civil code to be done maybe over a period of say 5 or 6 years, and have specific milestones in terms of what we want to, which are the areas within the uniform civil code that we would be targeting, and what are the outcomes that we look at it, and who would be the interest groups that would come. For example, we are talking about caste, the reservations, reservations for various castes. So when this was introduced at the time of independence, the initial time frame which they had looked at was that in 25 years we would have this for 25 years, and the purpose of that was to give equality of opportunity to the people who have not had it so far. Okay? But it was not meant as a new caste system where people who are in a certain who had been deprived earlier would continue to enjoy those benefits irrespective of merit, irrespective of their merit and their capability. So it was meant as something which was to provide equality of opportunity rather than equality per se. Equality would only come when people really strive for the opportunities that they have got and work on them. So this is a principle which should be applicable now also, where caste reservations cannot be done overnight, cannot be removed away overnight. So it should be done. There should be a challenging time frame, say maybe 5 years or 10 years, by which we would say these would end, and all people who are affected by it would work towards that aim. So the debate would be the first part. Having well-defined milestones would be the second, and a way to achieve those milestones would be the next step. So the important thing is to start the debate on this topic and find out all the interest groups, those who are going to be affected, all the stakeholders and the interest groups, and get them together on some platform and work towards it. So this is not a panacea or a single solution that can be achieved overnight. It is something we will need to work towards to achieve, to have a uniform civil code.
On the parting note,